We are back with Thinking Out Loud. You know, talking to Brian Stevens, you can't help but feel good about the business community in Hampton Roads. A lot of stuff going to happen, and people need to be ready to participate and work and find these good jobs. Not as easy as it used to be, and that's why we're going to have on our show next someone who is an expert in getting a job. She is known as a career engineer. Please welcome Francina Harrison.
Hello.
Francina, good to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're all about business today. We got the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and now
Me.
Now you're going. All right, we need you because job market is important to business, but
Yes.
from an individual standpoint, how do you get in that job market?
Absolutely. And hopefully I can share some great boosters and tips to help folks do that.
Well, first of all, career engineer. That sounds pretty cool. What do you do? Tell people what you do.
Well, I am, as you said, Francina Harrison, the career engineer. And our motto is simply this: don't get anxious, get prepared.
Okay.
So that's what I want folks to do. So we provide career, life, and business coaching, strategy, as well as making sure visibility, social platform building, and using technology the right way
Okay.
for your career or your business pursuits.
Okay. Now, back in the old days, all you needed was dress right and have a resume, right? It's more complicated now, isn't it?
A little bit more. We still want you to dress right, and the resume will not go away. However, there's new technology ways that we can also increase that visibility. Social media is here to stay. That's not going away. And I know that a lot of career professionals need to make sure they're upgrading their presence online, but still maintaining the human connection offline. You got to have both.
Now, we were talking earlier about millennials, and you got non-millennials like me that have a certain mindset, but folks who are younger, who don't have a lot of experience changing jobs and moving up, do they have unique characteristics that you have to deal with?
I have one of those millennials. My son is 21, and he's, I think, one of my poster child for what to do and what not to do. But they come with, technology is part of their DNA, so that's wonderful. They're mobile. They do things quick and fast. However, the workforce today still needs folks who understand to do it right the first time, think things through, interpersonal skills. I have a saying, I believe, that we need high tech and high touch. It's that candidate that has both that's most successful in the 21st century workforce.
Yeah. Now in general, what's some common mistakes maybe that people make?
Oversharing, too much information in an interview. Talking too much, sharing information that's not relevant to getting the job. So I have an approach, I call it PALS, P-A-L, that when we're talking in an interview or a sales meeting, whatever you want to call it, I call them meetings more than interviews, but you should only talk about your performance, your accomplishments, and your leadership. If folks can only talk about that during those sales meetings or on your resume or on your LinkedIn profile, performance, accomplishments, and leadership, you'll find you'll be giving the exact information, the exact content your potential employer needs.
Okay, so we don't want to hear about your family reunion or what your golf score was or anything.
Absolutely. Now, unless you are significantly networked with that person in a relationship level, maybe. But the rest of us, PALS, P-A-L. Just stick it to PALS. Keep it to that.
Okay. Now, if not a mistake, but what's a tip that you can share here?
I'm going to give you two.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to probably blow the mind of folks watching because they're still the offline things that work wonderfully. First, ask for the job in the interview. Be surprised how many folks do not say they want to be here.
Be obvious.
It is so not obvious. And sometimes it can be such a tight choice. It can have three wonderful, amazing candidates, but only one asked for the job, and maybe only one followed up with a wonderful, handwritten, imagine this, even mailed thank you card. Not an email, none of that.
Right.
A real handwritten, human-centered, real
world
card. Yeah, imagine that.
Human. Yeah.
It has really been, I remember when I was in management, I had to pick between three wonderful folks, and one person sent me the thank you card. It was the person who only had the bachelor's, where the other two had the master's, and I hired the one with the bachelor's. It just showed me.
It's still people to people.
It's still people to people, and you demonstrated a skill I need versus telling me a skill I need. So those two boosters really work today.
All right. Well, so that was two.
Those two.
Okay. Now, if I am young and I'm a millennial, or even if maybe I'm getting back into the job market, where do you start? I mean, they call you.
Of course. Call the career engineer. Never fear, the career engineer. But the first thing, and this is where my clinical background comes in, I always tell folks, first start with yourself. You can't sell what you don't know. So if you haven't taken 40 hours to really know your product, this is now what I call career entrepreneurism. This is a business. You have to know your skill sets, your values, what you bring to the table, how you're going to help increase business, how you can help with what I called process engineering. Something takes 8 steps, you can get down to 6 steps. You can be effective and efficient. You got to know that first. So you got to know your product. Once you know who you are, then there's all kinds of strategies to help get your brand to the marketplace.
Okay, I was going to. I've heard this, and I've read a little bit. Do we all have brands?
We better all have brands because brands sell. Okay. So yes, so my brand, Career Engineer, don't get anxious, get prepared, love Monday mornings. So I've often walked into the room, someone say TCE, I'm like, yeah, my brand is working. So even the individual, the W-2 or the 1099, you've got to have a brand. So the way the way you look, the way you put yourself together. I mean, I have a unique thing going on here. It's my brand. It works for me. All right, but you do have to make sure your brand is working for you. That before you say anything, your reputation or your brand is speaking for you. That's real critical today.
And this happened to me once. Some interviewer, I was after some job. I don't even remember what it was, but they asked really stupid questions. I mean, like, what's that got to do with why you're hiring me? I don't remember. But how do you handle if someone asks you a totally off-the-wall question? Yeah.
I mean, I've had someone ask me, are you a tiger, a dove, or a bear? I said, I'm a tiger. Next question. Sometimes I'll say, well, I've never had that question asked of me in an interview before. Is there something you're concerned about? And that often flips the script, and they give me really what their concern is. And maybe they don't know if they want to take a risk on me because I'm new, or they don't know if I'm too expensive. I'm like, just let's have a relationship. Let's have a conversation.
And that shows that you can handle the unexpected.
Absolutely. And it also lets them know that it's a stupid question.
Without coming out
and saying it, right.
All right. So how do people get in touch with you?
I love social media, so you can definitely find me all over the web. Twitter, Career Engineer. Facebook is Don't Get Anxious. That's our Facebook page. You could Google my name, Francina Harrison, the Career Engineer, and find me everywhere. Or, offline, phone number.
You mean actual analog
a real
communication?
Phone, yeah. It works. I even answer it when it rings, But our website, tcenow.com as well, tcenow.com. But I'm really a Twitter addict, so find me on Twitter and I will find you.
Very good, Francina. Thank you for sharing some of these tips. It's valuable, very important to a lot of people, most people. We're all doing something. But thank you for being here. Please come back.
Oh, I would love to. It's all about making Monday mornings better.
Yes, it is. All right, we will take another break, and we're going to be right back.